it says when it comes to type 2 diabetes, the most common type of diabetes, prevention is a big deal. Consider the statistics. Statistics are the numbers that we take, that our health department, and they take it through the United States, they take it through certain communities, they take it throughout the world. This is how we get feedback. Diabetes affects nearly 21 million people in the United States and 230 million people worldwide, according to the Diabetes Association and the International Diabetes Federation. And even as high as it is, 230 million people, that's a huge number. Every year, that number goes up. This is very scary, but it says you don't have to become a statistic. You can prevent diabetes. Number one is to lose weight. If you are overweight, diabetes prevention may be hinged on weight loss. Every pound you lose can improve your health. And you may be surprised, in one study, overweight adults who lost a moderate amount of weight, 5 to 10% of their body weight, and exercised regularly, reduced the risk of diabetes by 58%. That's a huge number. So let's say you are a 170-pound woman. 170 pounds is a healthy weight for a woman who is 6 feet tall. But for someone who is 5'5" or 5'4", it's not. That's considered overweight. Another 10 pounds and it would be considered obese. Losing 17 pounds out of that 170 reduces the risk of developing diabetes by 58%. Now, how do we lose weight? What is the formula of losing weight?
Exercise.
And eat less. Eat less and exercise. If you are a soda drinker, switch soda for water. You will lose weight. Reduce the consumption of white starch. You're going to lose weight. Eat high protein diet, not high protein diet, lean protein instead of fat. Instead of, I don't know if you are, I know some people don't eat pork at all, right? I know that. But if you are consuming a high fat, which we know that like the pork belly and all of that is so delicious for some people, it's very, very unhealthy. Beef, steaks are very unhealthy. Chicken without skin, fish is a very healthy food. And we can reduce the risk of developing diabetes after the age of 65 by 58% by just reducing our body weight from 5 to 10%. Which is like you think, oh my God, 5 to 10%, that's a lot. But when you put the numbers on 170 pounds, it's only 17 pounds, 10%. And 5% is what? 17 divided by 2? 8.5 pounds. That's not a lot. And I'm not talking about dropping the weight in 2 weeks, which we would all love to do that. And when we don't see the results, we give up. Changes, not dieting. Dieting doesn't work. Changes of lifestyle works. Walking every day for 30 minutes. If you are not walking at all now, walking for 30 minutes will reduce your weight. Well, but keep it up. Don't do it once a week. It doesn't work. It's not going to work once a week. You have to be consistent on that. At least 4 to 5 days a week, 30 minutes. That's all. That's all it takes. Don't smoke. If you smoke, don't smoke. Okay, so we're going back to how I started this lecture. What are the number one, what are the most important things in reducing heart disease and diabetes? By the way, I mentioned it already, they go hand in hand. What are the preventive tips that we gathered from this lecture?
Exercise.
Change
Eat
your diet.
less fat.
Less starch.
Changes in lifestyle. Stop smoking if you're smoking. Stop excessive drinking if you are
You
drinking.
drink alcohol.
Alcohol consumption. They said that a glass of red wine, it's very good for you, for your heart. But then, are you able to stop at one glass? If you are able to stop at one glass, that's fine. For some people, one glass of wine just triggers more and more and more.
Yeah.
Okay? So I don't know your history. I don't know anybody's substances here. I don't know if anybody is a substance abuser. If you are to stay away from that. You can't touch that. If you are not, a glass of red wine is fine. Okay? Excessive alcohol consumption has to go. Lose weight. Exercise. And number one, I have to say number one in all of this, get medical checkups. You need to know your numbers. What numbers am I talking about? Your blood numbers, your cholesterol, and your blood glucose. You need to know those numbers. Those are the most important numbers in your life. Carry a baby aspirin with you. It can save your life. Pay attention to your body. Your body, as I said, our body is a temple. And it tells us when something is wrong with it. You might not make connection right away, but your body will keep telling you until you pay attention to it. And if you don't, what's going to happen? There is always a cemetery out there somewhere. Right?
Yes.
We don't want to go there until it's time to go. Right? So, keep that in mind. And that is it on this.